It is time for yet another spectacular stream with your favorite color surfing DJ, Serjay Svek. Let's go. Hello humans, good to see you all once again. It is your favorite color surfing DJ, Serjay Svek, back with yet another spectacular stream. And whether you're watching live, whether you're watching the VOD, whether you are chatting or lurking, you are all welcome here, and I hope that this stream will bring a little more color to your day. Welcome everyone. It is Friday, August 25 at 10:48 a.m. That time check was brought to you by yours truly. And good to see that the internet connection is finally working, yes. Unfortunately, we are 48 minutes left, but, you know, no matter the delay, Serjay is here to brighten your day. And thank you very much for confirming, Kira, for confirming that, yes, so far so good, it looks to be okay. And thank you too for dropping by, Milas. Yes, we did have a connection fail, unfortunately. It looks like, as always, there are always problems when I'm about to go live on stream, but there is no problem right now because we do have a new fellow human in You Kill the Spin. Hey, okay, thank you very much for following and thank you very much for raiding Kagewa. Thank you for sharing your community. Once again, you came just in time for yet another spectacular stream by yours truly, Serjay Svek. Glad to have you here and welcome one and all. How are you all doing today on this Friday? And for those of you who do celebrate it, there is another holiday on Monday, August 28. So the question is, how are you going to spend your long weekend? It doesn't matter for me. I have work. But you know, it do be like that sometimes. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and just deal with it as we always do. But I'd like to see what you all plan to do over the weekend, the long weekend rather. And hello Yuki, thank you very much again for following, and let's go ahead and take a look over here. And Kagewa, hello. Armored Core, oh, you already played Armored, I didn't even know oh yeah, right, Armored Core 6 is already out. Yeah, I just realized it because some of the other Corpo VTubers are already playing it. So yeah, it's Dark Souls, but with mecha. Just kidding, it's not. Oh my goodness, yes. It's not, people who play Armored Core think that it's gonna be Dark Souls with robots. No, it's not. It's a whole nother animal. My goodness. Yuki says, right now I'm on pahinga day while streaming Firelight 84 kanina pa. Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and chill out. If you need to go ahead and just put me in the background, no problem at all, Yuki. And looks like Kira, you also found another teammate when it comes to Firelight 84, because I believe you're also playing that too, Kira. So we like to see more people sharing the same games. Yes. Yuki says, gonna stream on Saturday, International Doggo Day. Oh, nice. Glad to hear. Yes, so for those of you with our four-legged friends, go ahead and show them some love and care and treat them to a steak or something. I don't know, but we'll see what we can do when it comes down to it. And hopefully we'll be able to get, we'll be able to treat other people, our dogs, very nice. Kagewa says, actually, Armored Core is a mecha game with souls added. The gameplay is way different, but it's seriously hard. Ah, well, that's definitely not a game for me then. Although I do admit that one game that I have been thinking of trying to play again, or I've been thinking rather of playing, is Blasphemous, because I know that Blasphemous 2 was just released, and I want to go ahead and try Blasphemous, but then again, I keep thinking about how I failed to actually complete Dark Souls 1, and I don't know if it will be worth the investment, because I don't know if I'm going to lose my mind while playing Blasphemous 1. But, you know, I just like the themes of Blasphemous, the religious horror. Not to mention, there's a lot of Spanish in there, and you know, I want to try and practice my Spanish pronunciation. Oh yeah, you're the one who plays Core Keeper, I believe, Kira? Yeah, that's a totally different game. Sometimes I get those mixed up. Armored Core, Core Keeper, yeah. Milo says, play Carrion. Being the monster is better. Ah, yes. A very good point. And Kagewa says, Blasphemous is a Metroidvania game. Maybe you want to try Hollow Knight. Yes, I've actually been thinking about playing Hollow Knight too. Actually, if you think about it, all these Metroidvania games are difficult. I should know. One of the first games that I played when I was still a face cam streamer was Super Metroid on the Nintendo Switch, and holy cow, I thought I gave my own fingers arthritis, because the controls in old games like Super Metroid were really difficult to pull off. You know, the timings of the super jumping and stuff like that, it's not fun. You know, how do you do a super jump? You have to run, and then you have to press this sequence of buttons. How do you do a vertical super jump? You have to do this. If you want to do a wall jump, good luck. I remember my very last stream of Super Metroid. My fingers thought they were going to snap, because that was my last obstacle. I had to do like jumping from one wall to another wall, going up a small cavern, and then there were like flies at the very top, and I can't shoot them for some reason. That was my breaking point right there. I don't want to do that. I said, okay, I'm gonna give up. It ain't worth it. The only Metroidvania game, sort of, that I've actually completed is actually Batman Arkham Asylum. And the good thing about that is that the Batman Arkham trilogy, if I recall correctly, is planning to go to the Nintendo Switch. So if that comes in, then I'm gonna go ahead and play that again. Because I have finished Arkham Asylum, but I've also tried a bit of Arkham City in Miles' computer before, but I've never tried Arkham Knight. So I'm looking forward to the chance to try it, and then maybe the Metal Gear Solid collection as well. Although I've been reading a lot on Twitter about people losing their minds because they say that the 60 frame limit of Metal Gear Solid 2 has been capped at 30 for the Nintendo Switch. So that kind of like loses what makes Metal Gear Solid 2 very snappy in comparison to like MGS3, if I recall correctly. Kagawa says, Milo says play Celeste. I'm thinking about it, but I've heard it's also very difficult, so I don't know. Sometimes I'm inspired to play quote-unquote difficult games, but also I sometimes don't want to, you know, pull out whatever hair I have left on my cranium. Oh my goodness. So yeah, it's I want to go ahead and figure that part out. Anyway, Kagawa says, as a veteran of Metroidvania, Super Metroid and the Castlevania Game Boy Advance games, they are a bit easy. I find the old ones harder. Yeah, old games like Super Metroid just feel like, you know, you're not fighting only against the enemy and your drive to continue. No, you have to fight against the controls. And the controls, you know, you can talk about graphics all you want, but you know, if the game does not control well, it's not fun to play. Which is why going back to Metal Gear, even though Metal Gear Solid 4 was a beautiful game and it had a very rich storyline, I kind of got tired of watching a cutscene that came with a free game. In the same way that the very last cutscene of Metal Gear Solid 4 lasted 90 minutes. 90 minutes, 9-0. It's almost the length of a movie. And there are so many cutscenes all throughout because they were trying to cram all of the plot lines left in the Solid Snake saga. And as controversial as it might be, I still actually prefer Metal Gear Solid 5 because despite the controversial storyline, or lack thereof in some aspects, at least it controlled well. I think that MGS5 actually has the best control scheme in the series. And I really hope that they will bring that along with the collection in the future, because the current MGS collection only covers Metal Gear 1, 2, and 3. And it says Volume 1. So something tells me they're probably gonna bring in the other games too. Maybe the Game Boy game, and maybe the PSP games, the Acid series. But I really hope that they will also bring in MGS4 and MGS5, and maybe Revengeance. You know, imagine me playing, saying Nano Machine Son on stream in 30 FPS. Oh goodness. Let's see. Kira says, I don't play Core Keeper, but Ragu does. I'm just combining Core Keeper and Armored Core 6. Fair enough, fair enough. I understand. And yes, Milos, if you think about the strict definition of Metroidvania, the Arkham series is a Metroidvania because you have the freedom to go anywhere you want. The only limitation is that you have to actually find out like where in the map you are. If you want to get like anywhere in the map, you have to find the correct items. So that's the only limitation, but you're technically free to go wherever you want. So yeah, that's that's something right there. Yeah, I've been reading the news on Twitter that Metal Gear has been lambasted on the Nintendo Switch because it's not running at a satisfactory frame rate. So that's what, you know, people are all up in arms about, you know. So that's the one of the big news that's happening right there. And with the oh, hello, Jesse. Good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. Jesse Jat, or Jesse JAT. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But if anybody wants to go ahead and, can I have a shout out for Jesse first, please? And for anybody who wants to go ahead and check out Jesse, they are actually an artist available on Instagram and Twitter. And you can check out, they are doing amazing pixel artwork. Their latest ones were for Alona Minami and for Egi Tamagoki, excuse me. So yes, go ahead and check out their arts. Really, really nice. Yes. Even better, actually, I have noticed some of your previous work, Jesse. I like how you were able to make like Mega Man style character select screen and even Game Boy Green, which brings a lot of nostalgia to my old head. Oh, goodness gracious. Kira says, combining, good God, I'm still sleepy. My brain is still sleepy. Sorry for my grammar. It's okay. It's okay, Kira. You know, you were talking to a much older Serjay Svek. If I were younger, Milas would know. Milas knows from my younger days. I used to be super, super strict when it came to grammar. How you know, how I would, you know, even it doesn't matter how old you are, even if you were a teacher, even if you were a guest in my school, if you had bad grammar, I would say it out loud. Okay, that's the wrong word, that's the wrong grammar. And I remember, and apparently as I grew up, I realized that people hated that. You know, it was a very important lesson in my life that, you know, not everybody is going to learn, not everybody is familiar with what you know. So, you know, just be nice, you know, be kind, you know, don't be the weirdo that's trying to police everybody's grammar, because nobody likes that. Yes, I used to be conservative grammar police, Serjay, and I realized that, you know, that's not a good way to make or keep friends. Goodness gracious. Reading the chat here. By the way, I just want to correct my stream title. I know we don't have a lot of time, and I also will have to like end my stream early, because, well, not really early, but I will not be able to like extend way too long after 12, because I actually have to, like I said, I still have to work tonight, so I won't be able to do a lot of things. So I'm just gonna talk, we're just gonna free chat, okay? So no telonym for now, all right? The Council of Serjays will reconvene later on. we will review your telonym questions in the future. But I will just say that when I was reviewing my list of telonym questions, which are like anonymous questions or messages, I found like 3 separate questions of people asking me whether I am a cat person or a dog person. And I will just say it right now, okay? I am a pure dog person because I've raised dogs my entire life. And because of that, I have no idea how the body language of cats work. Okay? I remember the last time I went to a veterinarian, because I was bringing one of my dogs before for a checkup. And then there was this cat that, I think it was like the veterinary cat. It's like it belonged to probably the clinic. So it decided to go to me, and it went to my shoes, my dress shoes for work. And then it started scratching my shoes. And I had no idea what that was supposed to mean. You know, in my, you know, in dog language, that's like, oh, I want to play, you know, or I find that very interesting. I suppose that's the same thing for cats? I don't know. But whenever I see a cat, I like freeze up, because it's like you're encountering a foreigner, so to speak. You don't know what kind of language they're talking to, you know? Because you know how dogs, they raise their tails because they're curious or excited? Cats have like a different symbolism if their tails are up, and so on and so forth, you know? So we've got totally different understandings. There we go. Kira says, Serjay, you're the complete opposite of Ars. Oh, really now? Are you saying, Kira, that Ars is more of a cat person and has no idea about dogs? So we're complete opposites, apparently. Oh my goodness. Milus says, now Serjay has evolved like a Pokemon from the old conservative grammar police Serjay into progressive free flow boy. Yeah, what up? Wicka wicka wow! Yes. And with that, as Milus may have noticed, I am a lot better when it comes to improv right now. In such a way that even though in my YouTube channel, by the way, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channels if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to my main channel, which is where all my YouTube shorts are and my highlight videos, and my VODs channel for the VOD of the stream. which will come out tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Wink, wink. Mila's, or rather, you would probably know that my most successful YouTube videos are actually things like, you know, product reviews, or how shall I say, or like, you know, recorded videos, so to speak. Mostly tutorials, because I've done product and stuff tutorials before, and they're great, but the problem is I hate recording. You know, I don't want to do like a billion takes and and then edit. For me, I prefer just, you know, going live on stream, and then if I see something funny, okay, clip that, put that in Streamladder, convert that into a YouTube short, bang, okay, churn out the content. Because, well, it doesn't work for everybody, but apparently it has helped that, you know, sometimes quantity is better than quality, in my case, because I can't edit for the life of me. So all I gotta do is just churn out clips that have like 10 seconds of me laughing, and that's good to go. But of course, it also depends on the algorithm and stuff like that. And apparently, if your clips are of like The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, good golly, that does super well on YouTube. Trust me. Those are my most popular YouTube shorts. Anything related to Zelda. It's amazing how well they do. Oh yes, by the way, for those of you who are new or who haven't done it yet, go ahead and enter things like exclamation point color, exclamation point food, and exclamation point drink. Those are actually different kinds of fortune telling that I have for my channel, so you can go ahead and see what your fortunes are for the day. Jesse Jat says, no one was perfect though. Everyone always makes mistakes. That is true. But that is a nightmare for someone like me who is a perfectionist. Which is a habit that I really took a long time to outgrow. And sometimes it still happens, yes. I still admit that I am still a perfectionist that can't really get the reflex out sometimes. Especially if I work with a team, you know. Most of the time, I want to do something right. And usually, I'm the only one I trust to do the thing right. But that also defeats the purpose of having a team in the first place. And because of that, you know, despite having a team, I'm the one that's doing all the work, which is wrong. You know how in group projects back when you were in school, you would always have those people that don't contribute anything and yet they still get the grade? That's exactly what happened to me, but I was the person that demanded I do everything because it has to be up to my standards. But unfortunately, that just gave me a whole lot more stress and resentment to the other people, which is absolutely wrong, because why would I resent the other people for not doing the work when I specifically demanded to do the work myself? You know, in short, growing up, my brain was weird. Who am I kidding? My brain is still weird. I'm not typical, I suppose. I guess. I don't know if I am or not. I've never gotten a diagnosis. But all I know is that I've done things growing up that, in hindsight, were definitely not how you typically do things with other people. So I'm grateful that there are actually people that still want to watch me despite that. So first off, thank you for that. Kagewa says, it's pretty tough to get good clout these days. Yeah, that's true, Kagewa. And not to mention how some people can be a bit predatory about, you know, getting the clout, you know, riding off on other people's coattails and stuff like that. It's very, very difficult. The stream game is not easy at all. And I know how challenging it can be, especially for me, who has been streaming for almost 3 years now. And I actually finally got some measure of success on Twitch only last year. So the secret is to become a VTuber. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Kira mentioned... Oh, Kira! Arst has 6 cats! Oh dear God, that's a nightmare for me. 6 cats! Good God. Oh no. That's like, oh God, no way. Maybe they scratch it because they think it's a scratch post. They think I'm a post. Maybe to them because I'm really tall. Like a cat post is usually very tall and very thick. So what are you saying, huh? So what are they saying? Do the cats think that I'm extra thick? Just kidding. Oh my gosh, but anyway, yeah. Who knows what the cat was thinking about? Again, cats are speak a foreign language to me that probably will take another 30 years for me to understand. When I'm already old and gray, I'm gonna be like, yes, I finally understand the cat language. Oh, after all these years, they scratched my shoes because they thought that I was a scratching post. My goodness. Arst has 6 cats, and it's been a tradition to him to name all his cats with CH. Wow, okay. So you're saying, okay, I know what you mean, Kira. It could mean like, I guess like Chester, Chestnut, or Charlene, or Charlotte, or something like that. But imagine if Arst's cats were all named like Sucky Fox Kira, CH. Or Jesse Jat, CH. Milas 12, CH. Imagine that. Oh my gosh. It's like how sometimes, you know, we have people that have VT on their name or CH. So that's just like the weird thing that I was thinking about. Like, what if that was Arst's cats' names? Goodness gracious. Those cats be streaming. Oh my gosh. This reminds me of, I believe it was George Foreman, the boxer. If I recall correctly, his children are all named George. Boys and girls. All of them are named George. And he has a lot of kids. So, and somehow, whenever he just says, George, the exact kid knows which one he's talking to. Which is just amazing. Oh my gosh, the coincidence of that is definitely something else. My gosh. So yeah, oh yeah, and by the way, George Foreman is a huge puncher, so please do not get angry when it comes to... Do not make George Foreman angry, because even though he punches slow, he's probably gonna take your head off. So, yeah, be careful. Oh my goodness. Alright, so let's take a look at the next chat. Here in the chat, Kira says, Chicha, Cherry, Chase. Oh, so those are the names. Gotcha. Chala head Chala. You know what, Milas? This reminds me of something. One of my coworkers in my previous job, he kept saying that when my when one of my other coworkers was about to give birth, he kept saying, all right, here's the plan, all right? If your kid is a boy, all right, and their name is let's backtrack. If your kid is a boy, I will pay for his tuition until the end of high school if you name him Son Goku. Yes, he actually kept saying that. If you name your son Goku, I will pay for his tuition all the way until the end of high school. I don't know if that... No, if I recall correctly, they never went through with it. She never named her son Goku, so I guess he ain't getting any free tuition, unfortunately. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you know, I'm just looking forward to my generation because my generation is already going to start having children of their own. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of children names we're gonna get. I've already seen people name their kids, many of their daughters, as Daenerys in the past few years. And whoops. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. Hi Reeker, good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Welcome. And let's see here. Kagewa says, yeah, despite of having great content, discoverability is the hard part. Yes, that is definitely true, you know. You can have very good content, but sometimes just, you know, it's really just a game sometimes. The algorithm is against you, but you gotta do your best, you know. I believe there's always like a measure of luck when it comes to the VTubing game, you know, or the content creation game in general. So yes, you have to make really good content, but you know, sometimes you just have to wait until the time comes and then you will capitalize on it. So yeah, just keep going at it, you know. I kept saying that last year, if I was not gonna make good on being a VTuber, then I would probably quit my streaming career. So look where I am now. And speaking of which, Kagewa, since you mentioned it in your other comment, that more like be an anime waifu, I personally certainly don't believe that, you know, it's just whether you're male presenting or female presenting. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting event because I'm going to be debuting a gender bend model of Serjay very, very soon. So I'm currently working with Milas on this. So I'm hoping that you will go ahead and welcome Serena with open arms when the time comes. I'll make sure to keep you all posted when we're ready. And look at this. Okay, check the meme channel. Sige, I'll check it in a second. Jesse says, I'm about to make my leave right now. Wish I could stay longer to watch your stream, but I was still busy working on my ongoing pixel art and a non-pixel art, working both arts simultaneously. Anyways, have fun and good luck on your stream. God bless. Bye-bye. Thank you once again, Jesse Jat, for stopping by. Again, go ahead and check out Jesse's profile on Twitter and on Instagram, among other websites, so you could see some really, really cool looking pixel art. Really, really good. Really, really good. Okay, let's go ahead and check my meme channel. Let's see. What did you do, Kira? Cats. What the heck, man? I am definitely not gonna read that second one, okay? Not on stream. But yes, okay, cats think I'm a scratching post. Apparently they do. Apparently they do. So if you want to go ahead and see some of the jokes that Kira makes in my meme channel, or if you just want to see endless posts about food and bad dad jokes, go ahead and check out the Color Surfer Station Discord server, so we can go ahead and see a little bit more about what I do offline. So yes, thank you once again, Kira. We'll just post the first one. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so yeah, it's been very, very different this week. You know, this week has been very, very busy. If you recall, you know, I actually did a bunch of things, especially with my socials. So you're probably gonna see me being busy on my Twitter, on my Discord, but mostly it's going to be, or almost all of it is only going to be for my VTuber persona. So if you recall, like maybe last stream, I was saying that, you know, I was wondering if I should actually delete my old IRL socials. And then yesterday, I was like, you know what? Let's just do it. So I deleted my IRL Instagram, I deleted my IRL Twitter, and all that's left is my IRL Facebook. But so I could have deleted my IRL Facebook, but you know, there were a lot of pictures that I wanted to keep. And you know, I guess I just wanted some way for people to reach out to me. But what I did is that I went through my friends list, and then holy cow, I see a lot of my old classmates from high school, elementary school, and college, old co-workers. But some of them I have not talked to in about a decade. Goodness gracious. It has been so long since I've actually had contact with a number of these people. So that's why I was like, oh well, I guess, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and get rid of all of them. Get rid of all of them. Not to anything that they have done wrong, of course, but you know, it's kind of hard to keep following all of these people and then we don't even interact. So yeah, I just hope that you're happy. You know, whoever you are, my old college classmates, high school, elementary, co-workers and stuff like that, I just hope that you're all happy and that you've moved on. And of course, I'm definitely not going anywhere, IRL or as a VTuber. I'm gonna go ahead and keep staying here because you know how sometimes my brain does things and tells me things, but you know at some point I'm like, well, we gotta keep on trucking. Somebody's gotta pay the bills, and it's gonna be May. It's gonna be May. Yes. And of course, it's also because, you know, how sometimes you just need to find a reason, you know? You just need to find a reason. And, you know, sometimes I can't think about a good reason, but I guess that's the reason why I'm staying alive. So I can actually find a good reason. So, yeah. So no matter the struggle, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep doing it and keep on going, and you're stuck with me. You all will be stuck with me for quite a long time. And thankfully I don't have to worry about, like, unless I get like cancelled or something like that, I don't have to worry about like renouncing Serjay's identity or anything like that or whatever. So I'm gonna be here for a very, very long time. My gosh, I believe so, and I hope so. I'm trying to be optimistic regarding that. But yeah, if you are from my IRL accounts, I am sorry if I just disappeared off the face of the earth. Nothing personal, okay? I'm just trying to like remove, you know how they are, like you know, like de-cleansing, something like that, you know, cleaning up your followers list, but without announcing it. It's just like the Hunger Games, you know. If you manage to survive, congratulations. The Hunger Games Serjay edition, the Serjavian games. My gosh. Of course, you know, there are some parts of me that kind of feel regret because I just suddenly said goodbye without saying goodbye. Say goodbye without saying goodbye. But you know what? After a while, I was like, yeah, well, it ain't so bad. At least, you know, we can finally move on with our lives. So, yeah, good job, everybody. Oh my gosh. And no, I'm probably not gonna turn into Rorschach. I hope not. Because, you know how, I don't know, fellow VTubers out there, is there a point in your career that you sometimes think that you are the VTuber? Like you can't even think. Like sometimes you confuse yourself. That you sometimes even confuse yourself as a VTuber. Like in a way that you actually respond to your VTuber name even more than your real name. You know, there were points in my life recently when I was just talking to people, and then all of a sudden, I was thinking to say Serjay instead of my real name, and I'm like, oh right. I am not Serjay. Goodness gracious, you are with normie people. You are not with fellow VTubers. My goodness. My gosh. It kind of gets confusing sometimes, but I guess it's just part of the package. Kira says, someone is jealous with me, but no one is beefing with me. I guess, Kira, it's because, you know, they're just trying not to be obvious that they have a beef with you. But, you know, good job, I guess? I had a train of thought, okay? I had a train of thought, but apparently, you know, we got derailed somewhere along the way. My goodness. And yes, if there's one good thing about removing all of the people on Facebook, is that you begin to see, you know, I don't know about you, but when I first got Facebook, when it first became a new thing, I remember how I would just befriend every single person under the sun. Looking back at it, I befriended people that I never talked to in real life, foreigners that I will probably never see, you know, very suspicious accounts, because, you know, we were younger on Facebook, and people, you know, it was just like a brand new thing. Facebook was just a brand new thing, and we were like, oh, okay, this is really fun. Let's go ahead and make as many friends as possible, because at that point in my time, that point in my life, I was still focusing on, okay, yes, let's try to compete with all of my friends and see if there's anyone that I can still, like, my friends list is much bigger than yours. So it was a friends list measuring contest, so to speak. But yeah, I realized that no, that's not how it's supposed to be. Oh my goodness. That made me realize things a lot longer. Sometimes, you know, you'll have to be patient with me sometimes, because usually it takes me ages to actually understand things. So yeah, it do be like that sometimes. Yes, the friend requests were the real competition back then. Yes, it was. It really was. Milas says, I never played that game. Yeah, I know, Milas. You were a lot better at it than I was. But I was more of, you know, trying to follow the crowd. I remember, you know, how many times there's like another new app that comes out that says, you know, they're gonna replace Twitter, because Twitter is becoming like a dumpster fire, and there's like, oh, this new app is gonna replace Twitter and we're gonna take over. Well, apparently not. Not yet, apparently. And then I made accounts in Threads, in VTubers.me, in what's this? In Hive Social, in Mastodon, but then nothing really seemed to stick. So yeah, there were a lot of things that they were trying to do, but unfortunately it does not seem to surpass that much. Not to mention that Threads was pretty good, but the problem is that it's mobile only and there's no NSFW. So that is really the part that's really making it lose against Twitter. Hi Skinner, good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. Yes, good to have you here. Our favorite Tikbalang VTuber. Welcome. Hey. And let's see here. Kira says, joke's on you, the friend requests weren't the real competition. The poking in FB was the real competition. Since when did people play the poking game? Well, in my experience, I've tried poking people on Facebook, but nobody ever poked back. I guess you could say, wala silang poke-alam. That's probably gonna get taken out of context, but whatever. We're gonna figure that part out. Anyway, so let's go ahead and continue from here. Yeah, poking was something I tried to do, and I think at one point in Facebook's life, they actually had something called a super poke. Yeah, it sounded a lot better in my head than when I finally said it. Oh my goodness. Did anyone ever get to experience the what's this? The super poke? Can anyone explain that to me? Yeah, it was something that actually I never got to try, but yeah. Let's see here. How are you doing, Skinner? Yes, we are talking about old social media, the beginnings of Facebook, and how back in my time, it was always a competition between who has the most friend requests. Oh my gosh, those were very, very interesting times. And let's see here. Mila says that I did play the Friendster page editing game. Yeah, that was a totally different competition that I was not a part of, because I never took advantage of Friendster. One of my old classmates actually made a Friendster account for me, but I never really used it until right before it got replaced into a gaming website. So they removed the social media aspect of it, and it became just a gaming website instead. So that was a pretty sad change, because that got rid of my high school prom photos and some of my earlier pics with friends, but unfortunately it do be like that sometimes. Oh well, move on minsan. Yes. Mila says, imagine it having my old avatar Mila's colors complete with the music playing at the background. Goodness, good gracious. I remember that Avatar the Last Airbender cosplay you did, Milas. Those were very interesting times. With our limited knowledge of digital art and photo not photo manipulation, photo editing. It sounds nicer that way. Yeah, it was a lot different back in the day, how we try to cope with our skills or lack thereof. So yeah. Also, let's go take a look at the chat here. Farmville was the real competition. What is Backyard Monsters? I've never experienced Backyard Monsters. I think is that what's this? Is that also a Facebook game? Backyard Monsters? I remember I think it was one of my favorite Facebook games was like Protect the Mouse, also known as Fucking Monkey, because what you're trying to do is that you have your mouse on the screen, and the gorilla, it's supposed to be a gorilla, is trying to jump towards your mouse cursor, and you have to make sure that the gorilla will not catch it. That's what I remember. And I remember another Facebook game that I played that I had a lot of fun playing was definitely the classic Mafia Wars. And who knew that just having a text-based game was really gonna take up a lot of my time back in the day. What a time that was. But I will never forget all of my friends who made an additional 10 or 15 extra Facebook accounts just so they could say they have friends, just so they could have friends to share their restaurants with and gain points. Ganyan yung mga diskarte eh nung panahon, grabe. Those were the things that people did back in the day to try to gain advantage. I could never do that because I could never memorize more than a few passwords back in the day. Oh my goodness. Especially when the time came for my mom to start playing online games, she had her own Candy Crush Saga phase, and she would always bug me, my siblings, and her friends to start, responding to her requests so that she could actually get extra lives in Candy Crush Saga. Oh goodness gracious, those were very interesting times. Very interesting times. My gosh. Good thing she's moved on from that. She's just sticking to online slot machines. But the thing is, the online slot machines have a hands-free mode, so you could just actually watch the slots being played. You don't even have to do anything. But so I keep asking her, why do you keep playing that? You're not even doing anything. You're just checking if it will actually win. But she said she's there for the thrill of it. She's there for the rush. So yeah, okay, well, if that's what makes you happy, then go for it then, Mom. Mila says, online slots, is that dangerous? No, it's not the one with the real money at risk, Mila's. It's just in-game currency all the way. So yeah, there's no risk of her actually playing it. The only risk is if she loses, because that's when she starts saying, "Aww." She goes, "Aw, man." Oh my gosh. But nothing really too serious. Nothing really too serious. If she really wants to risk her money, then she'll probably go to Resorts World Manila or Solaire or no, I forgot the name. Anyway. Reeker says Tetris is where the sweat's at. Goodness gracious. I think there was a time when you could play Tetris on Facebook. I've never played it before. When my Mafia Wars phase ended, I was actually more interested in Ninja Saga, because I was still a fan of Naruto, and I wanted to make my own ninja, and yeah, that was my jam. That and Shadow Fight, definitely a really good game you should play. Also available on Android, but it's Shadow Fight 2. I say do not play Shadow Fight 3. It's not as fun as Shadow Fight 2. Trust me, it ain't that fun in comparison. Ninja Wars? Yeah, let's go. Oh my goodness. I will be the true Hokage. Yes. My goodness. You finished Shadow Fight 2? Oh, nice, Reeker. You know what's funny? It's actually available on the Nintendo Switch. So maybe if I get super bored, I could just play Shadow Fight 2 on stream. It's just gonna be a super grind fest, but you'll actually be able to see it on stream. I don't know if people will be interested, but maybe we could try that. And yeah, Shadow Fight 3 is super slow because they tried to incorporate more than just, you know, silhouettes. They actually have, you can actually see faces, and that's like, ew. What's the appeal in that? We are here to play games with just faceless silhouettes. Okay, you have missed the point entirely of this game. My goodness, bring back the faceless people. But I would like to go ahead and bring back to the spotlight over to Karamaki-chan. Hey, Kare, good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Can I have a shout out for Kare, please? The Digikato. If you want to go ahead and follow, someone that plays, what's this? Team Fortress 2, go ahead and check out Kare on stream. Yes. And yes, let's go ahead and take a look over here. Bring back my RAM. Oh my gosh. I know my birthday is actually coming very soon, so if someone would like to sponsor my my RAM upgrade, that would be great. I don't want to live in the 8 GB RAM world anymore. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we're talking about like old games on Facebook, Kare, long before smartphones became that powerful. We survived on old Facebook games because it do be like that sometimes. My goodness. You only have 8 GB? Yeah, I only have 8 GB. So that's why I could never play Valorant or Apex and stuff like that. So that's why I prioritize the Nintendo Switch, because that takes the load off my laptop. And yeah. Oh god, Pet Society. That was another one, along with Restaurant City. I'm sorry, all of you. I could never... Okay, listen, alright? When I was a kid, and I still played Harvest Moon on the PlayStation 1, I could never understand the appeal of Harvest Moon. Because, as a kid, I wanted to grow up like a hero, okay? I grew up with those stories of people, you know, going around and killing monsters and stuff, that when it finally came time to play, what's this? Finally came time to play Harvest Moon, the only things that I tried to do in Harvest Moon were to try to throw my dog into the pond or trying to axe my cow. That's how bored I was. So... But despite that, I still tried to stream Animal Crossing New Horizons on the Nintendo Switch when it first came out, and it was fun for a while. The only problem is that the problem with the latest Animal Crossing is that they did not have a very good quality of life plan, in my opinion. Like, the updates did not come frequently enough to keep people interested, and by the time people actually got something new, it's like people just moved on already. So Animal Crossing really should have capitalized on its success during the pandemic lockdowns when people wanted to touch grass. So the only thing they could do was touch grass outside in the game. That was really what made it a hit during the time. Just like with VTubers, you know, the boom really came out just in time during the pandemic lockdowns, and we're probably seeing like a decline of some quality with VTubers, but you know, again, I'm not going anywhere. So I guess that's the advantage of being an indie, is because, you know, I don't have to worry about the trend. I don't have to worry about the trend. I'll just be here and meme until the end of time, or until something else gets in the way. I don't know. Yeah, I heard Animal Crossing New Leaf is a lot better in comparison. So yeah, that was something that I wish, the experience that I wish that could have been ported over to New Horizons. But, you know, it do be like that. I wonder how my villagers are in New Horizons. Gosh, I haven't played in 2 years. It's probably a ghost town now. If I go back there, it's probably gonna be nothing but empty houses, overgrown grass, and a whole bunch of other things, and no life at all. But you know, it had its time. It had its time in the sun. It just didn't capitalize on it as much as I wish it did. Let's see here. Kira mentioned earlier. Sorry if I missed this one earlier. Kira says for monster. What? The game. You literally drop monsters and loot the enemy's backyard, and the most loot is their base mismo. You break it down until it's entirely damaged. So you're telling me it's kind of like an ancient version of Clash of Clans. Good God, I remember when Clash of Clans was a thing. And you know, that really reminded me of something. I remember the very first time I was shocked when I saw a tricycle driver one night. He was just waiting for a ride, for someone to request for him for a ride. He was actually playing a PSP, a PlayStation Portable. And I was like, wow, God, that's really interesting. And then we now have, you know, almost everybody is able to get a cell phone now and play Mobile Legends and stuff like that. So it's amazing, really, you know, how technology has become a lot more accessible, which is a good thing, because now, you know, people are a lot more connected. But that just means a lot more people are playing Mobile Legends and not paying attention. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Mobile Legends. 5 seconds until the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them. All troops deployed. Yes. Smash them. Oh my goodness. You hate Mobile Legends, Kare? Do you mind if you can ask me why you hate it? Well, for me, what do you mean you had to do it for a school test? You mean you had to play like a Mobile Legends tournament in school or something? And then all of a sudden, and then whoever wins the most will pass or something? So you did it for an exam. Okay, interesting. All right. Oh, Wild Rift. Okay, Wild Rift. Oh, okay, yeah, I see it, Kagawa, yes, Wild Rift. Yeah, Wild Rift is actually pretty fun looking. It's pretty fun looking. Maybe we could go ahead and talk about that. And you were just memeing the entire time, yeah. Yeah, I think now that you mention it, yes, I understand why that would leave a sour taste in your mouth indeed. Thank you, Milas. Because, yeah, having to do it for a test is definitely no fun at all. So, memeing is the answer. Yes, what subject was that, Kare? You'll have to tell me about that. I'm being for real. They arranged a tourney and we actually got the highest grade because we won. In PE class. Wow, okay. Playing Wild Rift. You know what? I actually played a tiny bit of the Wild Rift tutorial. It was fine, but you know, I didn't really get into it that much. And the only reason why I played a lot of Mobile Legends is because a lot of my friends played Mobile Legends and I tried to be relatable. But honestly speaking, if it were up to me, I would just stick to Pokemon Unite. Because at least that way, I know that the match will end in 10 minutes. So, speaking of Pokemon Unite, I will have a collab stream on Sunday evening. So 11 p.m. Philippine time, I will be having a collab stream of Pokemon Unite. So if you haven't yet followed me and you want to see me try and do my best not to be a burden in Pokemon Unite, feel free to go ahead and follow me on Twitch as well. So wish me luck, okay? I just thought it was gonna be a collab. I did not think that it was actually going to be like a 5-on-5 custom match thing. And I was like, oh god, I should get out of here, okay? I should get out of here. I don't want to be here. I'm gonna embarrass people. But I'm like, at the other part of my head, I was like, okay, Serjay, you're talking nonsense, okay? You're just worried that you're gonna look like a fool, okay? Serjay, that's free content. Just do your best, Serjay, and maybe they'll appreciate it too, I guess. So, yeah. Don't forget, Sunday evening, that is gonna be August 27 at 11 p.m. Philippine time. I'm gonna be playing Pokemon Unite with some of the other VTubers from the Bayanihan server. So, wish me luck, everyone. And if anybody does play Pokemon Unite, feel free to go ahead and play with me and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, PE does use your finger muscles, so to speak, Milas. So I guess, you know, if people had like a competitive speed typing test, I would have definitely tried to play that. I definitely would have tried to play that. Okay, so Kira is showing, okay, a screenshot of backyard monsters. Okay, Kira, just looking at that picture, it really looks like Clash of Clans. Awfully similar. So, very interesting. Yeah, the ancient Clash of Clans. The ancient one. Go ahead and have lunch, Milas. Hope to have a good lunch. And yes, anybody who needs to go ahead and chow, feel free to go ahead and do so. Feel free to put me in the background and let my voice talk to you while you enjoy your food. Oh my goodness. But yes, it's really good, you know, how we've actually seen more of this. I just hope that, you know, I know that we have universities and even college degrees when it comes to like esports leagues and game development and stuff, but come on, PE is PE. At least, you know, don't bet you, unless it's like for game development or an esports league, I don't think you should be forcing kids to play. Sorry if I use the word kids, Kare. I'm old. But you shouldn't be forcing, you know, students to be playing like a game like Mobile Legends, especially if you don't know about it that much. And like you said, Kare, you had to be coached on Discord the entire match. Goodness gracious, the stress. And you had to be tank. I should know, I play tank and I play support whenever I play MOBAs. So it is a hugely stressful job and a thankless job. So to my fellow tanks and support mains, you have my sympathy. You know, people be spamming, where's the tank? Tank bad. I don't know the mobile term, the MOBA insults, okay? But yeah, you get what I'm talking about. Oh my gosh. Who knows? I don't know. I don't even know if Clash of Clans is still being played a lot nowadays, because I think that what's this? What's this? I think that people prioritize Mobile Legends a lot more, you know. And what's this? You spammed Angela? Yeah, let's go. Nice one, Kagewa. Support main? Yes. Fellow support main Reeker, let's go. Yes. Now, think of it this way, okay? If you are the support main, that just means that you get to decide who lives and who dies. And doesn't that feel like such a power trip? You know? So what I'm just trying to say is, be nice to your healers. Be nice to your healers, everyone, okay? You know, they're the ones that you know, help you decide if you're going to survive or not. Oh no. Kagewa says, your main is Claude. Oh, okay. Well, me, I'm an Instalock Estus. No matter what, Instalock Estus. I like to heal, and Estus seems to be a lot better at it compared to Rafaela at some point. So yeah, Estus mains for life, bro. Let's see, what did Kira say? Kira says, but I remember when I was a kid, my dad and his partner and I were in one clan, and we'd attack another clan and be happy about it when we loot a lot. But then an unexpected event happened. Someone hacked my FB, so all of my progress was gone. Oh no. Oh gosh. I don't know if that was because of like retaliation or something like that, but goodness gracious, that is just the worst thing ever. You know, it always terrifies me whenever I see things about, like, you know, people getting hacked and stuff like that, just because like you play a game and then in revenge they hack your accounts. Like, goodness gracious, that is just terrifying. I know, because at work, at my work, we regularly have training that, you know, against like phishing and stuff. So because of that training, it was very, very useful. But the problem is I get super paranoid nowadays, because, you know, it's like I get an email or a message from someone and I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna respond to you. No, thank you. Especially if it's someone that just says hello. They DM me all of a sudden and they just said hello. Okay, nope, I'm ignoring you. Okay, so lesson learned for everybody, just please, okay, if you are going to message or DM someone, please just get to the point immediately. Don't just say hello, okay? Just say hello. Are you free for commissions and stuff like that? And I will actually agree if you are worth my time or not. I don't know. No, I don't do commissions of whatever sort. No. Maybe when I'm brave enough, I could probably do like script reading, or I don't know, Yandere voice pack. Serjay Svek Yandere voice pack. Let's go. Yandere roleplay voice pack. Excuse me. I need to be specific, okay? Yandere is okay in anime. Tsundere is okay. It's cute in anime, but definitely not in real life. Okay? So definitely do not look for a real life Yandere. You're going to die, okay? Please. My goodness. Let's see here. Check the comments. Kira says, Insta-locks on either Duroth and Popol and Koopa and Layla. Ah, classic. Layla. One of my old mains too. And Kira said, my dad and his partner avenged me for losing my progress. Sweetest thing they did for me. That's very nice to hear. You know, bring back the pain a little bit. Oh my gosh, that's good. That's good. I'm very glad that you were able to get some measure of vengeance. Some measure of vengeance upon those people. But yeah, it's nice to be able to play games like that, especially now, you know, like I said earlier, going back, it's really good that technology has become a lot more accessible to so many different people nowadays, that, you know, almost everybody has a cell phone now, and people can actually bond over it, because back in the day that used to be an impossible thing, and it used to be like you had to get like a separate console to do it. Now you can just do it with your phone, and you don't have to spend a single other peso aside from the amount that you pay for your cell phone. So what I'm trying to say is it's good. Oh my goodness. What if Serjay streamed FB game? FB games are still available right now. If there are still FB games, I would probably stream maybe what's this? Criminal Case. I will never forget. Criminal Case was one of the last games that I actually played. I remember that one. It was actually one of the last games that I played on FB, because I remember it also had a mobile app version, but the FB version, I also played it. It was just a totally different experience. My goodness. So for those of you who don't know what Criminal Case is, it's one of those, you know, find an object games. So, you know, you have a room and then you have to find like a cross, a book, and stuff like that within a time limit. And then that was still the time when I bugged my friends because I wanted them to play the game with me on Facebook so I can get more lives. Goodness gracious. They really had the formula down back in the day, you know? If your friends are not playing, let's say, Criminal Case or Candy Crush on Facebook, then invite them, and then they're gonna play the game on Facebook, and then the cycle will continue, and on and on and on and on and on. And that, I think that was probably one of the reasons why Facebook just really took off in the Philippines. So much so that it is the dominant social media here in this country. Not to mention that FB Messenger has probably just overtaken everything else. Every other option like Viber, WhatsApp, Kakao, Telegram. Sure, they're still here, but nobody really uses them in comparison to FB Messenger. It's amazing, you know, how big, I guess it's a monopoly, big the monopoly FB has on it. Especially when it was still new and people were trying to play the friend list game. My friend list is bigger than yours. me with the 1,000 friends, and most of them were people that I never even talked to, people from other countries, and other strangers that I had no idea who they were. It's just, I wanted more friends, and if they wanted to give me a friend request, I was like, yay! Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Serjay, what the heck were you thinking? It was an unhealthy competition, but you know, that's how I was, okay? I was young and foolish. I cringe at my younger self, okay? Who doesn't? Okay, if you don't cringe at your younger self, then what's wrong? Why are you not doing that? My goodness. Kira says, I remember playing Dragon City on Facebook. My Facebook got hacked. A year later, when Pokemon Go was released, I tried playing Dragon City on my mobile, and my FB account got hacked again. Okay, so Kira, the secret is to not play Dragon City. I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't know what's up with Dragon City, why it's doing that, but yeah, it ain't fun, so it's probably not worth the effort at this point, I guess, to keep trying to do Dragon City. You cringe at your 2012 self? Yeah. I wish I was still my 2012 self. I was a lot thinner back in the day. But the only thing I don't miss is that I was wearing contact lenses. And, well, I don't wear contact lenses anymore because holy cow, having glasses is a heck of a lot easier. Believe me. Okay, I'd rather deal with glasses compared to contacts. No, nothing else. Contacts, in my experience, just gave me nightmares. I guess I'm happy because I'm a lot wiser now. The only problem is I don't have the same energy as I used to have. Oh my goodness. I got more money now. I have more wisdom now, but I don't always have the free time. So this is my warning to all of you. Make sure that, you know, you get to enjoy things when you're still young. I wish I could stop saying that I'm old, but I guess for a lot of you, I'm a lot older than a lot of you. But, you know, I guess at some point I'm kind of appreciate, you know, serving as the big brother figure like that. So, yeah. I don't know. I just feel a lot happier I feel very happy if people gain the confidence to actually confide in me, if they reach out to me and say that, you know, they trust me. You know, that really warms my heart. You know, being able to enjoy the trust of other people. And that's really important to me. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay, and let's see here. Mila says, we're still young, buddy. We just don't have the energy because we made our bodies used to just sitting. Yes, and that's why we should actually get standing desks. My goodness. So for those who have been watching my Discord or my Twitter, you could have seen all the posts that I made because I bought some new shoes. Okay, please allow me the opportunity to show off my shoes because I haven't enjoyed new shoes for a very long time. And yes, I have tried it in the gym the other day, and yes, Converse Chuck Taylors and Vans are very very good for weightlifting in the gym. Believe me, it's true, tested and proven. G Sarcy, welcome. Hello. Can we have a shout out for the name is G Sarcy, please? Yes, I got your name right. So now, thank you very much for correcting me last time. Kira says, Serjay, my 2012 self, I was having a crush with a male anime character that came to life in FB. In short, FB page admins being in character of that anime character. I was young and didn't know better. Ah, yes. That's actually what I'm doing on FB right now. So instead of playing, like, you know, answering my telenym questions, what I'm doing is that I'm actually unfollowing all of the different FB pages that I used to follow. Oh, by the way, welcome back, Kare, sorry. And how are you doing, G Sarcy? Welcome, welcome. We're talking mostly about FB and a bunch of other things. And, yeah, I remember back in the day, I used to follow a lot of pages. So, you know, like when I had my Fate Stay Night phase, I followed a lot of pages of characters from Fate Stay Night. So Shiro, Saber, Rin Tosaka, and stuff like that. And then I had my Naruto phase when I followed a lot of pages on Facebook that were portraying the different characters and stuff. And that was fun for a time, but you know, with the years that went by, you get the notifications on your Facebook that, you know, let's say the Naruto page has changed to Funny Pets page. It says the title of the page is Funny Pets, but it's actually trying to sell you Bitcoin. Oh my goodness. The role-playing was fun for a while, but FB just, you know, decided to take it in a really, really weird direction. Okay, and that's why now, aside from unfollowing all of the different accounts that I haven't talked to in like 10 years or so, I'm removing my follows from all of the different pages. So no more Naruto page, no more no more Fate Stay Night shit posting page. And it has become like really weird topics in those pages. Actually, they have drifted from their original purpose a long time ago. Oh my goodness. When you thought you were following a very innocent page for like pets, for example, and then all of a sudden during election season they were bought out by certain political groups, and it's like, oh god, no. What the heck is happening here? My gosh, it was just a very strange time. Okay, so yeah, that's why I'm just trying to get rid of that by eliminating them from my FB system once and for all. G Sarcy says, I'm at work right now, encountering a bit of traffic here. Good God. Safe driving. I'm not sure if you're the one driving, so if you're driving, please be careful, G Sarcy. But if you're riding like on a Grab, then hope that you'll be able to get an easy way over there very soon. Sorry, let me just catch my breath. I haven't drunk anything since the stream started. Hold on. Just a second. G Sarcy says, I don't want to remember my Facebook phase anymore. I was acting very cringe back then. Kara says, my FB phase was cringe. And Kira says, oh yeah, those were the times. Haha, yes, definitely. I mean, like I said, have you ever truly lived unless you had cringy moments in your life? I pretty much packed like a ton of cringy moments in my entire lifetime. So I can tell you, it's only gonna get cringier. as you grow up. But you know, I guess it's just an unavoidable part of growing up, you know? You will cringe. Oh my goodness. Even now, just like now, I'm actually cringing at my old videos and VODs and stuff like that. Goodness gracious. And again, for those who don't know, my VTuber 1-year anniversary is going to happen this September, and we're gonna be holding it on September 2, if I recall it. So yeah, I don't know what kind of stuff I can do for that time, but yes, I hope you go ahead and join me still. I'll think of something, I'll think of anything, but I hope that you enjoy it, that you join me nonetheless. Let's just have some fun together, yeah? And if anybody wants to play games with me on that day, yeah, I hope we can. All right, so let's take a look at the chat here. Okay, good thing you're not the one driving, G-Sarcy. That's good news. Milo says, is anyone still at DeviantArt? Going 15 years now. I'll admit it still is a big part of getting my art out there. Yeah. It's, DeviantArt is still trucking after all this time. I'll believe it. Although there is a lot of ano, nung tawag dito? There is a lot of AI art apparently there. Just like Pixiv, from what I've been hearing. Pixiv has a lot of AI art as well. So that is just what grinds my gears now. Okay, we're changing topics a bit. I despise those moments when I see a really, really pretty piece of art and then I want to like it and then share it and then nope, it's AI art. Haha, gotcha. Goodness gracious. You know, and sometimes I look at the fingers and it's like, haha, AI art, I found you. But then sometimes the fingers look good. And when the fingers look good, you have to look extra hard. Like that. It's like, is there something off? Like, usually when it comes to like AI art, the only thing that I really try to look for is like the shading. Because if the fingers look okay, it's like that kind of shading in AI art is something that exists in a lot of AI art. It's like it appears in a lot of AI art. So sometimes when I see it, it's like, that's probably AI art. Yeah. And if ever for some reason I do end up sharing AI art on any page, please let me know so I can take it down because I don't support AI art. Okay? We don't support AI art here in this channel, right? So I make my stance clear regarding that. Going back to the chat, G Sarcy says, my biggest mistake on Facebook was not making a separate Facebook account for my family and relatives. Should have known that trick a long time ago. Yes. Definitely, G Sarcy. I think we could all have benefited from that. Because I remember when I became a streamer and I became a VTuber, I used my original real life account. So yeah, there was no separation between Serjay Svek the YouTuber and my real self. So a lot of people know who I am in real life. And it was, again, I'm pretty casual. I'm pretty casual when it comes to my real identity and my VTuber identity. I mean, why do you think that you see me posting my face regularly? But still, you know, I'm like, just if you see me, just don't dox me, okay? Only I am allowed to dox myself. But if you see me walking and you know me, then okay, well, maybe you could say hello if we're friends. You're free to approach and then prove if you really know me. Let's take a look over here. Mila says, there is a lot of AI art everywhere. Deviant art, however, has an art theft detector, like how I found out some of my art were being sold on OpenSea. Oh yeah, that's the one that you told me about before. At least Deviant art has that resource. From what I heard of Pixiv, since there is a lot of AI art there, the only resource I think Pixiv has is that it just has like a do not show me AI art slider. So it doesn't really, you know, find out if it's like, you know, if it's like AI art. It just says remove all the AI art from my feed, something like that. So it's a very, very, it's not as comprehensive as what Deviant art has. Hey, just a second. Snacking. Just a second. Okay. Kira says, oh my god, Milas, I remember I have a Deviant art back then. I used to post my weird story dream. I remember the context. Something between the lines of me being in school, a train smashes inside my classroom, I wrote it and flew to outer space, and then went to travel in Peter Pan's world, and then I was teleported to the Toy Story world, where the toys were being burned, last arc of Toy Story, and then I woke up after. So in short, Kira, you were playing Kingdom Hearts in your dream. Confirmed. Kira is a Keyblade wielder, yes. I expect, Kira, that in your new costume in the future, if ever you will get one, you will have a Keyblade. My goodness. Mila says, some artists are also being mistaken as AI, because they are freaking good. Yes, which is true. And that's also the confusing part, because sometimes I want to like an artist's work, but then I'm like, is this AI? But then sometimes they are the ones that, you know, I've followed them for a long time, even before the whole AI stuff became like really, really public. And I've seen them do hand or traditional or digital art, and it works, but you know, I've become paranoid, so to speak. But I suppose it's somewhat of an honor to be mistaken for AI art at some point. Excuse me, sorry. And yeah, like Mila says, the best way to know is checking their previous works and art process. True. Look for consistencies in their art, any quirks if they are similar to each other. Because if their art is all over the place, then probably you have to be suspicious, I think. Kagewa mentions, what's also disgusting is that I noticed in Conquest the merch they sell is also AI art. Yeah, actually. And I think it was even as recent as Tanabata, Kagewa. They actually even had, at that point, they were selling AI art merch, and then the original makers were right next to them or right nearby. They were selling the AI art merch right near the original makers of the art. Goodness gracious, what a joke. Goodness gracious. People saying that AI art makes art accessible to a greater audience. Just keep telling yourself that, okay? Art has always been free, okay? You just gotta put the effort in, you know? I'm fine with my stick figures, thank you very much. Alright? But at least I can say that it shows my intentions as much as possible. Yes, it's cheating. Pretty much. No, well, not pretty much. Yes, it is cheating. What's this? Reeker says, have you guys seen the trend where they show the process and they just erase a white layer with their art, finished art under? Yes, I remember that. That was like a thing that was trending on Twitter like a couple of weeks ago. They were saying, oh, take a look at my line art process and stuff like that. And they just removed the white layer and the art was right underneath. And I'm thinking, there's something missing here. Oh god, that was just no. That is just no. No. Kagewa mentions, what if an what if an art student made an art and they got like top grades because of that, and that was AI art? Imagine how these multimedia artists would use AI to get through college. You know, actually, now that you mention it, Kagewa, that's in some, you know, posts. Again, we can't really tell if it's like true or not because again, it's the internet. But there were some posts that mentioned that, you know, these, like, some art students are being encouraged to actually try using AI by their teachers, for example. Or some art students were actually able to get like good grades despite the fact that they are using AI art. So again, it's a very, very difficult minefield that we're now into, you know, where we can't really tell anymore what's real and what's not. Okay, I remember when I used to study literature, there was this thing called a simulacrum, if I recall the term correctly. Simulacrum. And they were like, you know, at some point, whatever's going to be real or fictional is, you can't really tell anymore because it just blends into one thing and the lines begin to blur. So much so that at some point, you won't be able to tell anymore. You won't be able to believe any of your senses, not just your eyes, but any of your senses anymore. So when it comes to AI art, I don't know if it's the signs of the times, but we really have to be a lot more careful, is what I'm trying to say. You know, we have to be a lot more vigilant and try not to support things like that. Because, okay, let's flip it around a bit, okay? AI is also useful when it comes to things like customer service bots, because I used to work in customer service, and how helpful it is when it comes to, like, say, you know, trying to automate services, for example. So you can lessen the amount of customers calling in for customer service, for example. That's a very good thing. That's a good use of AI art, in my opinion. Oh, excuse me, not AI art. AI technology. Because at least if the customer can just have their inquiries answered immediately, thanks to the AI bot, like just pull up their payment history, pull up their credit scores, pull up their account numbers, something like that, then that's useful, you know? Less resources used for manpower manning the phones. So that's pretty good. But again, every good thing has a bad thing. So we always just have to make note of that too. Let's just check here in the comments. Mila says, I am not fully hating on AI art in advancement of technology's sake, but I will never support it for its unethical use. I think, however, when it helps students with their stuff, I am okay, but not if the grade is dependent on the art skill. Like if some students are not really artists and need some quick images for presentations, samples and such, then all good. Okay, fair, but I don't know. It's just, I know how some studios even, they say that they kind of use AI art in a way that it's like just to help with storyboards and stuff, but the final product is always their own. So that's some way that AI art is being used, but not for the final product. Again, it really gets muddy at some points. And that's the thing, you know, when you're a kid, you were always taught, okay, good, bad, black and white. But when you get older, everything becomes a lot more gray. But I do believe, at least this is clear, that, you know, if you're just trying to scrape other people's artwork, then that's not good. Definitely not good. But yes. So yeah, that's my stance on the thing. Okay. If you feel like if it's gonna steal creative work, then definitely a no-no. But if you're trying to like automate a service, then sure, AI art is great. I mean, isn't that the point of like advancing technology? So that people will be able to enjoy things more, instead of like, you know, spending so much time manually trying to pull up an account number or something for customers. So again, there's always like a lot of layers to think about, but you know, you can be clear about some things at least. Checking the other comments here. There is a gray area, but I won't fully dismiss it, because it is indeed profound technology. Just needs to be regulated more. Yeah, it should be. It should be, yes. It's really trying, you know, because if people are just allowed to like run rampant, then, you know, we get things like what was that called? Secret Invasion, where like the opening credits were made using AI art apparently, and it led to an entire mockery of the show for a while. Yeah, that sort of thing. So especially when it comes to like what's happening right now in America with like their creatives and stuff. I don't know all the details, but it's just a mess, and people are trying to get like different things and stuff. So yeah. Hi Zero, welcome to the stream. Just saying hi, hydrate. Yep. Thank you. Yes, I'm hydrating right now. Thank you. Let's see. Mila says, wait, sorry. Kira says, speaking of AI art, you should try to watch Her. Basically, a guy has no love life, creates an AI, converses with her, and begins a relationship with an AI. Probably marries AI too. You know what, Kira, that actually reminds me of another movie that I watched in college back in the day. It's called Simone. So yeah, Simone. So this movie stars Al Pacino, if I recall correctly, and the whole thing is that in a similar way to Her, Al Pacino's character is trying to make a movie, okay? And he doesn't have an actress to be able to create that thing. And because of that, he created his own AI actress, Simone. And same thing, you know, she became famous, people are looking for her, where is she, stuff like that. So it's a very similar concept from how I understand it with Her. It's just that instead of a guy that has no love life, it's a guy that needs to succeed, so he creates an AI, stuff like that. Okay, let's go to the comments. Hey Zero, hello Serjay, you're my favorite pizza place. Ah yes. Here, you can go ahead and have my pizza and pasta, Zero. Since you complimented me, you can have the pizza and pasta, but do not on my table. But do not touch the coffee, okay? I'm a very generous radio host, okay? But do not touch the coffee. That is mine. Mine alone. Okay? I don't know how cats act, okay? But all I know is that cats, when they get angry, they go. I can do a decent angry cat impression at least, so that's something, I guess. Okay, let me just adjust my seat. Oh, goodness gracious. Like I said, I think the next thing I should invest in is like a standing desk. That would be great, but like if we just like look at IKEA, it's like 10,000 pesos in IKEA. And of course, you're gonna say, Serjay, there are cheaper places. Yes, I know, but I want to look at IKEA first. Gives me an excuse to go to IKEA and get lost once again. My goodness. Is there a crab walk desk? Well, I don't know, Miles. You'll probably just have to put an engine in there and then put bendy legs and it could crab walk, I guess. Oh my gosh. Hissy hissy. My goodness. But yeah, if you can get like a, I don't know, if you could get like a standing desk or like a stationary bike desk, because that's a thing too, you know. Stationary bike desks are a thing, but you know, after a while of biking, it kind of hurts down there, you know. It kind of hurts down there. So you have to be a little bit more careful in how you bike. I should know, we have a stationary bike here at home, and sometimes it's like, ow, ow. After 30 minutes on the bike, well, apparently, it's just, you have to like adjust the seat properly, and then that way you'll be able to adjust. My gosh. Milas says, what's this? How about a sleeping desk? If you want a sleeping desk, Milas, all you gotta do is just move your chair away and then get your blanket and then lie down underneath your desk. You know, I did not think that was actually a thing, but apparently people like to do that. Or no, not like to, but sometimes people have to do that. I remember some of my friends in nursing, because holy cow, be nice to your nurses, okay? They are the ones that decide the size of your syringes, and they survive on like little sleep in really bad conditions. Especially if you have to sleep like under the desk. Goodness gracious. Those are really, really, really difficult things to do. Reeker says, oh Serjay, I went biking this morning and yes, my bum hurts. Yeah, not only does it hurt back there, Reeker, but it also hurts up front. Yeah, it does hurt. Okay, if you're not sitting on the seat properly of the bike, it's gonna hurt over there too. It's gonna hurt over there. And crab walk while you work. Yeah, it's the spider walk, Milas. Imagine if what's this? Imagine if it was really like that in The Exorcist, okay? Instead of spider walking, Linda Blair crab walked. Imagine how threatening a monster would be if it just crab walked. My gosh. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. But the monster is not even facing you because it's facing sideways. Why can't we have car driver seats for bikes? Now that would just be making a tricycle. My gosh. Milas, that would be an interesting one. Reeker says, oh, I have this seat where there's a hole in the middle. How does that help, Reeker? I am genuinely curious. Is that like the plastic seat with like the long hole down the middle of the seat? Because I remember having a bike a few years ago. I bought it from a Toy Kingdom because it was super cheap on sale, like 1,000 pesos. And I remember the default seat was super uncomfortable for me. Like I would be sore right after I was done with my bike riding. That one day, my family and I, we went to, what was that place called? The place where you can buy all the bike supplies. It starts with the letter C. But anyway, the point was, I bought like a much wider seat with a cushion on it. And holy cow, it was a lot better compared to like the default plastic seat with the beak on it. It probably relieved the biker from cooped up farts underneath. Oh my goodness. Well, at least, Milas, you don't have to worry about... When you're biking, you probably don't have to worry about holding it in, because especially if you are riding your bike along our highways, you don't have to worry about all the noise coming out, because there's a lot of noise coming around you anyway. So it's that's gonna be like the least of your worries. The only thing you have to worry about actually is trying not to get bumped, which is probably one of the reasons why I am still afraid of learning how to drive here in Metro Manila. Because if they're gonna make me test my driving skills along EDSA, I'm gonna be like, I'll just take the bus. I'll just take the MRT or the LRT and hope it does not break down. My gosh. Well, if only they did not, if only they still had the same bus routes back in the day, that would have made things a lot easier. But unfortunately, they had to, they had to change it so it does not... Well, they finally fixed it because the buses finally stop where they're supposed to stop instead of stopping every single area. But, at some point, you kind of lose the advantage of having my home near one of those stops, because now they don't stop at every stop, if you know what I'm saying. Mila says, you are driving na? Just take the lessons, you'll find it swell. Well, maybe when I'm brave enough, Milas. Again, I don't know, it's just one of those things that I'll probably have to work up the courage to do. Okay, so in time maybe. Because I know it was a very difficult decision also for you to make, but eventually you did it. So maybe I will find that decision as well in the future. Okay, but anyway, I believe it is also my decision that we have gone on for quite a long time now. And I think it's time for me to rest because, like I said, I have a meeting later tonight and I don't want to be late for work. Oh my goodness. So again, here's the plan, people. All right. I'm gonna be wait, let me just wrap this up here. Okay, so everyone, thanks very much for stopping by, and I'll be stopping the stream for today. So tomorrow, we're gonna be playing more of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom on the Nintendo Switch tomorrow at 10 a.m. Philippine time. Please, Lord, let the internet actually work without crashing. Okay, for 45 minutes. We were late for 45 minutes as a result. And on Sunday evening, 11 p.m. Philippine time, I will be having my very first Pokemon Unite collab with some members of the Bayanihan Philippine VTuber group. If you want to go ahead and hang out with me offline, where I post a lot of food jokes, Kira makes her memes, and a bunch of other things, just, you know, spend time in my quiet little server, go ahead and join the Color Surfer Station Discord, and hope to see you there. And yeah, maybe we could just liven up the chat. But at this point in time, I would like to ask everybody in the chat, who do you want me to raid for today? So you do have the redeem option available. Just go ahead and point the direction to me. Who should we be raiding for today? Well, that was pretty fun, you know. Even though we got derailed as a result of the telenym, we actually managed to do 2 hours still. So I think that is still a resounding success in my book. So hopefully we'll have like a more proper stream. No, Miles, we're not gonna do that. I cannot raid myself. What are you talking about, okay? People, you're going to raid me. You're gonna raid Shadow Legends me. Why though? Why? My gosh. Kagewa having fast hands. Hey, let's go. Alright, so yes, let's go ahead and raid Hakujade, who is another Philippine VTuber. And they are currently playing Uno with friends. Well, apparently they're not friends much longer, because yeah, Uno destroys friendships. Perfectly understandable. So let's go ahead and show them some Serjavian Nation love from outside. So here is the raid message, and let's go ahead and raid Hakujade BT. So thanks once again, everybody, for your time. I greatly appreciate your patience despite all of the delays, and I hope to see you on the next stream. And I hope that this stream again will brought a little more color to your day. So this is your favorite color surfing DJ, Serjay Svek, saying, you take care, always stay safe, and keep the world turning. Bye now. Salamat, Svek. Love y'all.